What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Platinum. In the last episode, we made it to a Valor Lakefront and battled a whole bunch of trainers at a restaurant. In this episode, we're here on Route 213, or technically the start of it. I don't know why the loading zone is here. I always have thought that was weird. You would think it would be on the other side of this building, but whatever. Before we leave this area, really quickly, I'm just going to have a look around, talk to some people. Right, you're a traveler. Yes, it's good to see other places. Do you know about Mount Moon in the Kanto region? Clefairy dancing under the moon. It's something I must see in my life. I don't think we get anything interesting from these people. To explore this area in full, we obviously need rock climb, which I do not have as of right now, but let's just talk about these. Let me gaze in your eyes. I'll read your fortune. Brief occasion of joy is imminent, but remember the good and the bad on opposite sides of the coin. Okay. Just a simple guy. I let my guitar do all the talking. All I need is music and Pokemon. I just kind of like ignored the fortune because it was the most like non-fortune ever. We're a traveling troupe of street performers. In place of a formal introduction, please take this. Oh, okay. Maybe it was a good thing that I checked. TM92. Definitely want to get that. That's actually a really good TM as well. Trick Room is a doozy of a weird time twister move. Use it, and for a while afterward, the slowest Pokemon move first. Before the faster can move, the slowest gets to attack. How you use the move is up to you, trainer. Okay, I cannot remember, but I am going to check. I cannot remember if my Bronzong can learn this move, but I do believe it can. So let's take a look, and yes, it can. Okay, we definitely want to teach this to Gong. Trust me on that, because this pretty much gets rid of its absolute worst trait. Now, I want to keep Extrasensory. I do, for now, want to keep... I think I'm going to get rid of Confuse Ray for now, but we can start putting this thing in sweeper mode with certain moves as long as we keep Trick Room on. Now, Trick Room becomes absolutely busted in the next generation. In this generation, it has its uses, but there aren't nearly as many, like, super slow Pokemon that can get access to it like there is in Gen 5, so it's got its utilities. Bronzong is, like, the perfect opportunity, the perfect example of a Pokemon that you're actually going to use Trick Room on. Talk to you really quickly. Hotel is so romantic. I hope a night on a Pokemon will sweep me away for a honeymoon here. Oh, honey, I hope that your dreams come true, but I have a feeling they won't. Okay, found a yellow shard. Not bad. And now we may just continue. There's a lot of hidden items on this route, if I remember correctly, too. So I am going to kind of keep the dowsing machine handy as we go. But let's talk to you. I can battle too. All right, let's get into our first battle. So as we head here on to Route 213, there are two brand new Pokemon in this area. Now, if you remember in the last episode, I said very specifically that we were going to be going after the final member of our team on this route. But it might not be who you think it is. Okay. First up, we have Wingull. Wingull is a water and flying type Pokemon that eventually evolves into Pelipper. It is just about the most basic, decent Pokemon you could possibly get for its typing in flying and water. I mean, I will say the one thing that's really nice about it is it's got deceptively very good defense, which can be nice. Its special attack is all right. It's just kind of on the slow side, which I don't really love all that much. And for as high as its defense is, its HP is so low that it kind of almost negates how good the defense stat is. So it's like, is it really all that great? I don't know. It's an incredibly mid Pokemon, I think, and there have been much better flying types available before this point. Its typing is nice for its moves. It can also be incredibly frustrating, though, because of, you know, how easily it gets taken out by electric type attacks, especially since its special defense is the worst part of it. It's okay. I'm not singing its praises anytime soon. The other Pokemon that can be got in this area that's brand new, though, is Remoraid. And Remoraid is interesting. So when it evolves into Octillery, this thing becomes a force of nature that can do pretty much anything with any water move it wants. High special attack, high physical attack, very, very good, and solid defenses. The only problem with it is that it's actually pretty darn slow, which is ironic given that Remoraid is actually on the fast side. It actually loses speed upon evolving. But no longer is the absolute just paper-thin, flimsy fish that it was before. So, yeah, I don't know, give and you take. But it's still a really good Pokemon. Octillery's solid. As far as mono-type water types go, it's one of the better ones that you can get your hands on. Even if its stats aren't, like, super impressive or anything, they're good enough. So you can get that here on this route, I believe, with the Good Rod, if you have that. And this is, I think, the first opportunity we had to grab it. But yeah, those are the two new Pokemon. You can also start catching Chatot around here too, which I think may have been available before, but they're not like super common throughout the game, so that is kind of notable. But the Pokemon that we are after on this route is probably going to throw you guys off, because we've actually had the ability to get our hands on it for a very long time. And I have been waiting for a very specific point to get this Pokemon for one particular reason. But let's just go ahead and knock you out as well. I am done with Helena for a while because I am completely out of ethers. So I think I'll switch on over to Geist. Well, I do think I do have one ether, but whatever. I'm not going to really hurt myself over it too much. Let's go on over. Well, I don't know, because there are going to be a lot more Shellos, aren't there? And they are resistant. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just use that ether. Medicine. Yeah, why not? I always neglect to use these in the game anyway, so we'll just use a Giga Drain here. Watch there be like a healing station right next to where we're at. I'm going to be super upset. Okay, I want to say this beach has, yes, it does have some items on it, and I do want them. We got mostly heart scales and pearls, but it's still absolutely worth going after these things. So let's see. We got one over here just to our left. Pearl, that's good for selling. I think there's another one up here somewhere. Maybe, possibly. I could be wrong. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, well, let's go this way. And we're going to head on over here. We're going to start encountering some grass here in a minute. Okay, this guy, you're not going to probably have Shellos, so I'm going to take the opportunity to throw Geist at you. Just don't be the worst kind of trainer ever. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, you're actually not going to fight me. Okay, this is it, isn't it? Dr. Footsteps' house, footprints reveal all. Let's take a look inside. If there's a healing thing in here, I'm going to be very sad. Let's talk. Dr. Footsteps, Pokemon are quite easy for me to read. I need only to see their footprints and their innermost thoughts are revealed to me. You're skeptical of my claim? Then let's see your... Okay, sir. Mr. Footprint. Mr. PhD of paw prints. There's one problem with you wanting to see my Rotom walk. It doesn't have feet. Like, I don't think you... Wait, who's responsible for making me so? Is it Don's doing? Is the trainer owed my thanks? Rotom doesn't leave it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, obviously. In fact, I think the only Pokemon on my team that leaves footprints is Gyoja. Let's try it with you. Okay, yes. That was ridiculous. You want to check the feelings of your Pokemon again? Let your Monferno run in front of me. From the feeling that it feels about you. This is basically a happiness checker, but he'll also give you like additional information. That goes by the past and Monferno can. I attribute that entirely to my partner Dom. When we travel, I can see wild Pokemon eyeing us enviously. And that is what your Monferno thinks of you. I must say your Monferno and you share a very close bond. This is for you. And we received the footprint ribbon. Not bad. So yeah, only Pokemon with feet can get those. But I think it's hilarious that he's like, I want to check the footprint of your Rotom. It's like, sir, I'm actually laughing because almost my entire team, except for Gyoja, we don't count Bucky, my entire team besides Gyoja don't have feet. That's really hilarious. But okay, let's fight this guy. Yeah, because I've got a floating bell, an ethereal bell, an ethereal appliance lover, and also a plant with frickin' just roots that really aren't feet, and then also a balloon. So I don't know why this team is so lacking in feet, and honestly, we're going to continue that trend with the last member of our team. I actually picked some weird Pokemon for this one the more I think about it. Like, don't get me wrong, they're good. They really are good, but this is one of the strangest teams I've ever put together, at least as far as my own. I mean, I guess I still have a starter, so it's not that weird, but I generally play it pretty safe with my Pokemon team, so this time around, it does feel magnitudes different than it's had in past playthroughs. Come on, one-shot this thing. Yeah, and the crit. Why not? I'll take the overkill. I like it. Oh, Geist, you're going to be very helpful in the coming areas, too. Another Remoraid. Okay. Yeah, I do believe, if I remember correctly, the next gym we're about to go to is going to be something that my electric and grass types are going to love. So, okay, there is one item on this route that I am in particular very much in need of. So hopefully I can run into that. I've skipped a couple of things here so far, but that's okay. It's mostly just like the pearls and the heart skills and whatnot. So let's go over this way. Okay, we got a trainer here. I'm like gauging whether or not I want to fight this person or not. Of course I want to fight them. I just don't know if I like want to... I don't know. I'm going to go over here. Ah, you still caught me. You suck. You know what? No. I don't even... Well, okay, how many Pokemon do you have? Let's figure that out first. How many are you going to throw at me? One or two? Just, okay, well this will be quick. Glameow! All right. Well, we'll just do it. But I want this item that's over here that we're about to rock smash our way through because it is an incredibly important item. The most important item in the entire route, aside from the TM that we got from the clown back in what is still technically Route 213. Because, yeah, Trick Room was good to have, but this other TM we're about to get is also very good to have. But okay, got some good money out of that. Geist and that amulet coin. How much money do I have right now? Not bad at all. I am almost tempted to go and spend that to get myself a good TM over at the game corner, but maybe later. All right, let's go down here. And we got TM40 Aerial Ace, the flying equivalent to Feint Attack, Shockwave. You get the picture. It's 60 damage and literally can't miss unless the Pokemon's actually digging, then it can, I think. But let's take a look at this thing. Digging or flying. It just can't miss, like, from accuracy's sakes. Okay, Gyoja can actually learn it, which is shocking to me. And I'm pretty sure he's going to stay the only Pokemon on the team that can learn it. Problem is I don't... Flying... has a lot of overlap with fire when it comes to super effective damage. Because what is flying good against? It's good against grass, fighting, and bug. And fire is good against 2 of those things. So it's like, do I really want it more than Rock Tomb? Like, this is the only one I'm like kind of tempted to get rid of. But Rock Tomb has so much utility that I'm just going to say no. I'm just going to pass on that one. Especially because it is nice to have something that's good against flying types, given that Monferno is actually weak to them. But we do have Aerial Ace. Like I said, good move. Something I taught this big cliff here. My instincts tell me that, but how am I supposed to climb up? That is a good question. Kind of our first introduction into the concept of rock climb. But okay, I need to do a little bit of searching around here for a moment, because I really want to see if I can find myself the last team member. And this is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a weird pick because it is going to have to replace Bucky, which means that this thing is going to be instantly learning some HMs. And that might not be a popular choice, given that it's nice to be able to have the HM user on the team at all times, but I have to do it because, you know, Gen 4 is absolutely rife with the thing. So I'm going to run around and I'm going to see if I can track this thing down and hopefully find it without knocking it out. And we will go from there. So hang tight, and I will be right back. Okay, hopefully that is sufficient enough. But yes, I am actually going to be getting my hands on, can you believe it, a Shellos. Now you're probably going, why did you do that? Why did you decide to wait so long? It's just tricky. You had all game to catch a Shellos. You can catch these back as far as Valley Windworks. What took so long? Well, because this is the very first opportunity where I can actually catch myself an East Sea Shellos, which is the bluish-greenish color as opposed to the pink color. Now, it's not like I have a discrimination against pink or anything. I love pink. But I wanted to get what is the less common version of Shellos, at least in this game, because you have to wait a lot longer to get your hands on it. So, yeah, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. But all right, we have caught it, and I am going to be naming this thing something very simple. I'm going to go with Triton, which is, I mean, pretty obvious. It's one of the gods of the sea. It's also what a lot of Shellos's, or specifically Gastrodon's, different names are inspired by in other languages, so figured that was good. Like, for instance, its Japanese name is Tritodon, and its French name is Tritosaur. And yeah, I think you get the idea. That's also where the tro part in Gastrodon actually comes from. So yeah, we're gonna go with that, and probably the least, well, I wouldn't say the least creative name, but the least inspired name out of anything I've picked in this playthrough. But I'm pretty happy with it. But there we go. We have gotten ourselves our last team member. Obviously, he's not with us, but that's okay. We're going to go pick it up out of the PC. I'm going to finish this episode by grabbing these berries, and then we're going to actually go and get you Triton. And we're going to be putting the experience share on him immediately because I need to get him caught up to speed with the rest of the team as quickly as possible, because when he hits level 30, he will be evolving, and that's where he's going to actually get interesting. I really like Shellos as a Pokemon. Deceptively strong. It's actually got some pretty darn good base stats. Well, I mean, when it becomes a Gastrodon, of course. Pretty darn good base stats. It's just having that really solid defense with high HP and then good attack stat. All of that is incredibly nice. And actually, Gastrodon is going to be the one that's going to end up holding the Quick Claw for this entire playthrough, given that Gong won't need it now that it has Trick Room. So let's head on through here really quickly, and we're going to see if we can find and hook up at our first Pokemon Center. That was such a long period between Pokemon Centers. But welcome to Pastoria City, everybody, the site of the next gym. Apparently where we're going to run into more Team Galactic members, and also where I can pose as a Krogunk. But let's head over to the Pokemon Center first things first, and I'm going to do some swapping here. And a temporary fare thee well to Bucky for the time being. We're definitely going to need to pull Bucky back out because I am not going to be teaching Cut or Rock Smash to any of my other Pokemon. But Triton is going to be the one that mainly learns all of the water moves. Of course, Triton eventually is going to be getting itself a ground typing once it evolves, so that is going to come in handy. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm actually going to start introducing a couple of TMs to the team. So we're going to start right off the bat with Earthquake here. I'm actually not going to teach this to Triton because Triton's going to mostly get special type ground moves, but I actually have a different physical ground move in mind for it that we actually just got a couple of episodes ago. So we're going to actually, as much as I have liked having Stealth Rock, just as kind of an option, I'm going to get rid of that for Earthquake because that is going to be an extremely nice move to have, especially if you're dealing with things like fire types and whatnot that do a lot of damage to Gong, so we're going to do that. And Dig is the one that I'm actually going to end up teaching to Triton, but we got to wait for Triton to actually evolve before we can do that. So we'll hang on to that one for now. There really isn't anything else at the moment that I want to teach the Triton, but in due time, don't you worry. We're going to get to that point. So let me get, I don't know why I backed out. We're going to get that experience share on Triton here, and then we're going to call this an episode, but in the next episode, we're going to explore around Pastoria City and probably head on into the gym if we possibly can, yeah, take that on all together. So with all that said, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Platinum very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.